A couple of months ago, my friends told me that they wanted me to write a speech for 8th grade promotion. I shrugged it off. They then told me that they would create a petition of 100 signatures if I agreed to actually do it. I shrugged it off again, as a joke. The next day, they came back with over 100 signatures. I don't think I remember being so motivated in my entire life. Not because of that number, but because of the compassion I felt from my community as a whole. Throughout my years here at Orchard Hills, I've matured from to a more confident, experienced individual. By all means, it wasn't perfect, but Orchard Hills has essentially transformed all of my expected middle school problems into learning experiences, and from there has made them a part of me. A perfect example of this was my first orchestra experience. I was a shy newcomer at the time in a class full of older kids, and my first thoughts were, how am I going to survive a year here? It was at that moment, however, that a group of 7th graders talked to me, laughed with me, and made me feel like a part of something. Looking back at this unforgettable experience in 7th and 8th grade made me remember the warmth I felt from the older kids, especially when I was expecting the polar opposite. That's why today, I'm trying my hardest to give younger kids that same feeling and to have friendly interactions with kids of all grades. Above all else, the takeaway of middle school is each other. For every single one of us, there is a person we can rely on, a person we can look up to, or a person we can help. No matter who they are, however, you don't want to disappoint them. And that becomes the greatest motivation. This has introduced me to all of you. And even now, on this podium, the last thing I want to do is fail you. Thank you, Orchard Hills faculty, for helping us on our middle school journey and for setting such an amazing example. As for us students, let's pursue the example Orchard Hills has set. Let's step into the future and make Orchard Hills proud. Thank you.
Bravo!
Thank you, Leo. I would now like to introduce our athletic director, Mr. Rob Shevlin, to award the athletes